Hello, third graders. So today we are going to be completing our organizer for task 2.3. Yesterday, I set the task up for you and I asked you to go through and highlight any of the areas that you found where our author was helping you better understand and see the Peshtigo fire. So today we're going to be looking at our organizer. So we are going to explain the different moments that we came up with that help us see, understand, and describe what the author is doing as a writer that brings the fire to life. Now, we may have different things written down, and that is perfectly fine. We are not able to discuss with each other in a group discussion, so I am just going to have to share with you what I have come up with here. So, the moment that helps me see and better understand the fire. I'm looking at lines 4 through 7 of our text. It says thousands of new immigrants had made the same westward journey in the 1860s, lured by the promise of cheap farmland and the chance to carve a brand new life out of the fresh American wilderness. Now, what does this reveal to me about the fire? It reveals to me that many immigrants were drawn to Wisconsin because of the farmland being inexpensive or cheap, and they were ready to start a new life. The author uses personification to describe the farmland to us here. That means they're giving us ideas of the characters that were the nature or the characteristics of the people here. Okay, and they were... this farmland was drawing people to Wisconsin. She also uses descriptive language here to describe the forest and to give us a sense that it had been untouched. This was new, fresh land. Okay, now if we go to lines 10 through 11, it says, "These were the forests of fairy tales, full of towering trees, howling wolves, and dagger-clawed bears." Now, this moment reveals to me that the forests where the fires began were initially thriving and full of life. Wonderful, thick forests full of life. Here, the author uses descriptive and sensory language to give me a better understanding of what the forests of Wisconsin were like. Now, if we look at lines 14 through 17, the great dark trees of the big woods stood all around the house, and beyond them were other trees, and beyond them were more trees. As far as a man could go to the north in a day, or a week, or a whole month, there was nothing but woods. This moment reveals that the forest stretched quite far, telling me that there was a lot to burn. Now, the author uses a quotation from another author here to provide a first-hand perspective on the forest where the fire started. Okay, now if we look at lines 36 through 39, we have by 1870 the forest surrounding the Peshtigo echoed with the curses and shouts of lumberjacks, the chop, chop, chop of axes, and the thunder of 150-foot-tall trees crashing to the ground. Now, this moment shows that lumberjacks had taken over the forest of Peshtigo and that the sounds could be heard around the town. The author uses sensory language and onomatopoeias, we discussed those yesterday, to help me hear what it sounded like in the forest before the fire. Okay, I also would like for you to look at line 59. The fire cast a spell of fear over Peshtigo. This moment tells me how the fire made the people afraid. The author uses personification to describe how the fire took over people's feelings. The author is also using a metaphor and comparing the fire here to a witch. Okay, so I'm going to go back and review those lines once again that I just went over that I found. And like I said, you may have more, and that is perfectly fine. I highlighted lines 4 through 7, 10 through 11, lines 14 through 17, lines 36 through 39, and then the last one is line 59. So if you're filling out your organizer, those are the lines that I have highlighted in my text, and then in the middle is what each of those moments reveals to me about the fire. And then the last one what the author is doing as a writer to bring the fire to life. And that's what I have on the chart here for you. So you can write this out in your own words that will fit inside your chart. Okay, now we will be meeting again tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be talking about the similarities and the differences from the two texts that we have read. So I'll see you then, third graders. Have a great day.